Where do you want me to look? Want me to look at that one?
The audience is the camera.
Hi, audience. My name is Elia Milán. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at 4 Kitchens. We hired our first remote team member in 2013. He was a developer. It was kind of a trial to see, can we hire remote people? Before that, we had always had people move to work at 4 Kitchens. So we did a contract with this one developer, and then it was going well as far as his experience and our experience. So we hired him full time. After that, we hired several more. Before long, we were almost never all in the office. I think when I started working at 4 Kitchens in 2013, there were about 19, 20 of us in the office. And slowly that transition just became where I went to the office one day and I was the only person there. So I went home at lunchtime, and when our lease was coming up for a renewal, we were like, well, I don't think we really need it. So we took the full jump, knowing that if we needed to, we could always change course. We could get a new lease at a different office for a right size of team members here in Austin, or do a co-working space or something. So we kind of felt like, let's just try all in and see if it works. And that was in 2016 that we closed our office. So that's a long-winded way of saying since 2016. We have some communication tools in place that help us just keep in touch. Like most teams, we're using an instant messaging app. We use Slack, and we do all of our meetings on video calls. But in our Slack, there's a lot of client-centric work channels, and then there's also a lot of social channels where we can just get to know each other. There's a 4K Pet Fam channel where you can post pictures of your pets. So there's a 4K Families channel, and we share stories about our families and our kids and stuff like that. You can kind of opt in or out of whichever channels you want to be a part of. That's just a fun way that we kind of stay in touch with each other and stay in tune with who we are as people and not just as workers. We have our Monday standing meeting that we call Web Chef Weekly. That meeting is an opportunity for us to share updates company-wide. We have an opportunity to do show and tell, so we can either show and tell work that we're doing, or sometimes people take an opportunity to show and tell some kind of work that they've done in their personal lives, maybe a home improvement project. As far as staying productive, we encourage people to work whenever it works for them. And so if you're not feeling productive, we say go take a walk or take a spring break. And I think that that's something that people do even when they are in an office, but they don't give themselves as much grace to do it when they're working at home. They're like, oh, if I'm not at my desk, I'm not being productive, right? We really encourage people to take advantage of the benefits that we have working at home and being able to take those breaks. Maybe your kids just got home from school and you want to greet them and say hello and see how their day was, and then come back to work and wrap up your day. So I think there's a lot of ways that we just kind of strike the right balance between work and life. For me, it's having a dedicated workspace. I think that people don't always understand the importance or value of having a space that is fully dedicated to your work. And for me, that means a place that I can actually physically close the door. I think that everybody's different, and a lot of people, if it's just a little dedicated corner, that can be enough. But for me, I really need that dedicated zone. But one way that we have made sure that everybody has what they need is when you start as a web chef, we ask what kind of technology you already have. We get you set up with a video camera, a headset, a mouse, obviously a computer, and if you need one, a keyboard. And so we just make sure that everybody has the essentials for their work. And then we also have a tech budget. So if you need to upgrade something, or maybe you didn't have a dedicated space when you started, but now you do, and you want to get a new desk or a new chair, we facilitate you being able to do that as well. So we just make sure that everybody has what they need to physically do work and make themselves feel content and productive in their workspace. When I consider what 4 Kitchens is doing right, it all comes back to that intention and engagement with each other which for me also requires just hiring the right people who are interested in being engaged with each other, interested in giving feedback to each other, interested in being a part of a community, and not just being kind of calling into a job and like taking a paycheck and being done. We spend 40 hours of our week with the people that we work with. And so creating a culture where we care about each other and support each other is really important. And that's whether you're a remote team or working in person. I think that oftentimes people can work in person and still be just as disconnected as they might be on a dysfunctional remote team. So certainly proximity doesn't equal a healthy culture.